A very good evening to everyone. Welcome to Global Online. And here we are back with our NTA UGC NET examination preparation for paper 1 for the cycle June 2024. And we have started with MCQs on recent topics of research aptitude, wherein today we are going to see the questions on sampling and methods of research. Before we go ahead and understand the questions, please let me tell you that these questions are being found out with the help of various analysis of the papers in the recent cycles, as well as some repetitive topics which has been asked every now and then in all the cycles. So just make sure that what is best has been brought to you. So put your efforts in understanding the session and making sure that you are learning and you are ready to crack your examination. At the same time, there is an important announcement for all the students that the new batches for Global Online Paper 1 for UGC NTA NET is starting from 19th of Feb. So 19th of Feb, new batches will be starting on Global Online app. How to join this app, I'll be telling you at the end of these videos. So stay tuned. Ensure that you have uh, s- uh, gone through all the questions, answered all the questions, and if possible you can please update your scores in the chat box just to give an appreciation for yourself, and at the same time make us bring so many videos on these topics and much more for you to crack your examination. So let's start with the first question. Oh, sorry. Okay, fine. Let us, the first question itself came up with an answer. It's okay. It's like bonus question for you. So let's understand the question. Which of the following is an example of primary data? So, in research, we have three types of data. Now, you are well aware that we have primary data, which is basically a first hands-on experience data, which is collected by the researcher. A secondary data, which a researcher can rely on in order to support its primary data, and the tertiary data. Okay, that is a combination of your primary and secondary data in order to do a research is called as tertiary data. So they have given you some examples like book, journal, newspaper, census report, and they're asking that which of them is called as primary data. Books, journal, and census report, as something which are already published with the data with reference from various websites. Now, newspaper articles, are very, specific and immediate about the occurrence, and it can be viewed as what? It can be viewed as your primary data. So you're not supposed to count this question because this was a bonus question where the answer is already, the slide turned upside down. So it's okay. But now let's start with the second question very well. Slowly, gradually, I'll help students to go with the time analysis also. So we will be doing this like little bit of rapid round type, so that you get an analysis of your time limit, which will help you to go for understanding your paper with the time analysis and solving your paper within the time limit, right? Now we have the next question is camera, tape recorder, videotape, etc. are dash devices of observation. It means they are which type of devices of observation in research. Either it comes under casual, either it comes under mechanical, either it comes under technical, or it comes under manual. So camera, tape recorder, video, etc. are the devices which comes under what? Casual, mechanical, technical, or manual. So if you look at these particular record, obviously what do you feel? So they have given, they are from the one family type, so that when we look at them it indicates that this type of devices, okay, or these types of observation basically comes under what? It comes under mechanical in nature. So camera, tape recorder, videotape, etc. all comes under what? It all comes under mechanical, right? Okay, now coming to the next question. Books and records are primary sources of data in what? So when we talk about books and records, they come under primary sources, whether with respect to historical, participatory, clinical, or laboratory. So what it comes under? Whether they are the historical research, whether they are a part of participatory research, whether they are a part of clinical, or whether they are a part of laboratory research. So when we talk about books, records, okay, as a primary sources of data, it comes under what? Obviously, books and records are something which is historical in nature. So primary sources are historical documents which are used by historians as evidence. So this is something, very unique. So even if they will be giving you, books and records used as a past events can be used as which data in historical research. So you will get the questions bit twisted. So books and records which are talking about the historical documents by the historians comes under your primary data. It talks about what? It talks about your primary data, right? Next, coming to which are the options given below are the main tasks of research in modern society. So when we talk about research in today's contemporary era, which comes under that? So they are given various options to keep space with advancement, to discover new things, to write a critic, to systematically examine and analyze the investigation. So what comes under the research with respect to modern society? So when do advancement comes, do discovery of new thing comes, do critic comes, do systematic examination comes, or with objectivity? So out of the four options, which option comes as what? The latest, the tech modern society. So from the given options, the one which comes under the modern society is something called as what? The advancement, that is the progress, discovery, no doubt, and systematic use of or resources. Critic on earlier writing is something which is not ethical, something which is not unethical in research. So it's you're not meant to write a critic. It is basically you can just take what is, what things cannot be done, sorry, what things have not been done, and you can work on those things in coming uh, days or coming future. Then we have done a study of a topic called as, structured, unstructured. We didn't focused on interviews, but we focused on structured research, unstructured research, focused and clinical. So let's see what it talks about. The meanings are given, you're supposed to match. So you know what is unstructured or what is structured, what is focused and what is clinical. So looking at the options, okay, I'm just counting, approximate time so that you should be able to answer your questions in this time. In case if you're not able to do it and you're taking much time, it indicates that you need lot of practice. Okay, so this is very important. So this much time is enough for you to give the answer for the given question. So coming to the interviews, when we talk about structured interviews, they are one which are predetermined in nature, which are pre-planned. Unstructured interviews are one which has a lot of flexibility because it does not tells, the type of participants you are going to interact with, or the instant reaction based on which you have to be flexible enough. Focus interviews are those which requires attention, and clinical interviews are basically based on individual life experiences, right? Coming to next is bibliography given in research. So bibliography basically indicates all the links, okay, all the type of information which you have taken in order to help your research uh, get ahead. So it shows the vast knowledge of the researcher. It helps to help. It helps them who are interested in the further research. It has no relevance to the research or all above. So when we talk about bibliography and references, so now see, let me tell you one thing very clearly. Bibliography and references, right? These are the two things which we use in our research. So when we say bibliography, directly, indirectly, the things which are associated with your topic or not, you add them all over here. Everything is added. Whereas references is only those references which are used in your research or which has really, had an impact in your research. So you just write things which you have referred in order to write your research in the form of references, right? Okay. Coming to the next one is, yes, sorry, the right answer. So bibliography is the one which helps the interested people, in further research. So this type of research will help the interested upcoming researchers or scholars to go ahead with the research, and that's what bibliography is used for. Then we have next is research problem is selected from the viewpoint or standpoint of what? So we know that research problem is it's itself is the first step of research. So it's selected on the based on researchers' interest, the financial support, social relevance, or availability of relevant literature. So what does literature, you know, a problem is based on? So it is based on which of the aspect which is given. So when we talk about researcher's problem, it is something which is based on the social relevance, that is society, something which will definitely have some societal relevance, and based on that the research problem is selected. Coming to the next question, which of the following principles are not applicable for sampling? So when you do a sampling, okay, sample units must be clearly defined. It must be independent. It should be no, it should be used throughout the study. It must be chosen in a systematic and objective manner. So which is not applicable? So please read the question. Which of the given research is not applicable to sampling? So sampling, where we have to study in detail probability and non-probability sampling, but in sampling should justify what? So sampling should justify the clarity, the dependency, use of the study, or systematic and objective in nature. So when you look at sampling, it must it must depend on each other. So sampling units must be one which are dependent on each other, and that has to be used, right? Now, there is one question based on sampling method just to give you a clarity. Suppose you want to investigate efficiency of nationalized bank in India. Which sampling will you use? Area sampling, multi-stage, sequential, or quota? Please understand the example. You have to see the efficiency throughout India. So in this process, which sampling you will use? Area, a specific location, a sequence, or quota? So when you look at all of them, obviously the one which will help you to understand the efficiency will be with reference to multi-stage, because in multi-stage we not only consider the state, the district, the village, the household. It includes, this can give us the entire nation's efficiency with respect to the bank. So when we do that, sorry, it is basically called as multi-stage sampling, right? So yes, all those students who are interested to join our course one, paper one. So make sure that you download the Global Online app with the help of Google Play Store. Registered yourself with the registered number. Go to the course. With the help of course, you get all the content in the form of lectures, videos, notes, MCQs, evaluation test, and this will really help you much better in order to crack your examination. That's all for the day. Thank you, everyone. See you in the next class.